Hello, this is Birgit Apitius at the Westbury Long-Term Care Institution at 495 the West Mall. I'm in room 410, and it is Sunday, August the 29th, 2021. I have 5 full days left before the medical assistance and dying procedure will take place on the morning of September the 4th at 8 a.m. And I was hoping to draw more attention to what's going on here and at Chartwell, and how little they care for the inmates, whom they call residents. We are not residents. We are inmates. They don't care about us. They don't care what happens to us. They don't care about our caregivers. All they care about is making a profit. And unfortunately, I have to look after myself now. And I want to try and come to some sort of peace these last few days before I die. And so I probably won't be doing very many more videos, if any. But this one I have to tell you about. The search for cheap labor has resulted in the Long-Term Care Association lobbying Justin Trudeau, and of course, if Aaron O'Toole becomes premier after this election, which I think he probably will, they will be relaxing some of the restrictions on immigration. So that not that I mind people immigrating to Canada. We need a lot of people, but the purpose of this is to get a pool of cheap labor because of the systemic racism that goes on in Canada, which nobody speaks about. It's all elephant in the room, so to speak. Everybody thinks we Canadians are such perfect people. We are not. We are racist as a country, as a group. Even the people of color are racist against people of other origins. And that's no way to run a country. However, the people who are still in power and are desperately trying to hold on is mainly old white men or middle-aged white men who are looking for profits and are hungry for power. They are lobbying the government. Both our Premier here in Ontario, Mr. Doug Ford, and all the members of the Long-Term Care Association are lobbying to get the restrictions on immigration reduced so that they have a steady stream of low-income workers coming in, because what they want is, oh gosh, all of this pain medication. It's just horrible. It's making my my brain to get foggy sometimes. They're looking for a source of cheap labor, basically. People who are new to the country, people of color who will not normally be hired. So all of those people, because they need to live, they need to pay their bills just like everyone else, but are having trouble making ends meet and who are having trouble getting jobs, they exploit those people. And through exploiting them, they exploit us, the long-term care inmates, not residents, inmates. And this is just getting worse. And don't you think that you are going to be immune from all of this, unless you have millions of dollars. You or your loved ones will eventually end up in one of these places unless they die first. Most people will end up here. There are 40,000 people in Ontario waiting to be placed into a long-term care institution where they feed us garbage. They don't care about our health. They feed us processed food, brown lettuce, lots of stuff with sugar on it, and lots of starchy foods, very little protein, and that just makes us sicker. But they don't need to hold on to us, because for every one of us who are already here, there are 10 more people waiting to come in. So they can charge an arm and a leg. They can lobby the government to raise the fees that we have to pay for these services. Plus, the government from health insurance kicks in a lot of money, but we have to pay $3,000 a month for a long-term care private room, and that's a lot of money, considering you can get a bachelor apartment for $1,000 a month. The government pays for the labor, parts of the labor of these long-term care caregivers. The rest is supplemented by these companies, and they get the money from us. So they want to hang on to those profits. So I would love to see all long-term care facilities be nonprofits and government owned and run. These are statistically the best ones to live in if you can find a spot in one. They have a good record as far as keeping people safe from infectious diseases. They have a good record of nutritional care. They have a good record of providing activities for the inmates to get involved in. Here, it's all very cursory. Everything's there on paper, and it's all done with pretty words put together by marketing experts. But it is hell here. It is hell for the residents or the inmates, and it is hell for the people who have to work here. They look so tired at the end of a shift. I scarcely want to bother them with anything because they are so very tired. And they're getting so tired that I see accidents happening. I see people tripping, not falling yet, but tripping because they can't even lift their feet up high enough to avoid hazards. And they don't have the strength to look around to make sure that everything is put aside so that there is no danger of tripping or falling. They just come in here and do what the minimum they have to do, and they get out and on to the next person. It's not that they slack off or fool around or are lackadaisical or lazy. On the contrary, all of them have told me that they are here because this is their passion. They like to help people, but they're not being given the tools, and they are constantly being worked to death. Not literally, but figuratively speaking. They are getting sick from overwork, from burnout, all kinds of things, and those people like me who have no choice but to stay in one of these facilities are suffering as a result. But you will probably be next. You are a member of your family. Will probably be next. Anyway, what I want to tell you today is you need to Google BNN News, or just BNN, which is the Business News Network, and Vlad Volodarski. So BNN and then Vlad, VLAD as in Vladimir, VLAD, and then Volodarski, VOLO, Volodarski, Darskyi. BNN Volodarski. He is interviewed regularly by Business News Network, and in very businesslike jargon, he will tell you, if you listen to the spin he puts on things, exactly what they are doing and how they are making their money. One is cheap labor, and he readily admits that he needs more immigrants in order to recruit the people that he is willing to pay, because he's not willing to pay much and he's not willing to offer any benefits. Secondly, he needs an economy that is not so robust, because when people are unemployed and they are desperate, they will more likely be motivated to accept a lower paying job. So those three things first and foremost. And because of the way things are right now, most of these jobs, I would say 99% of the direct caregiver jobs, are being done by people of color and immigrants. People from Mongolia, people from Tibet, people from Turkey, people from Egypt, people from India, people from the Caribbean, black people, brown people, people from the Philippines, all kinds of people who are not white, who are not actually WASPs. I haven't seen any Jews here either. So these people are much more affluent, and they don't need the kind of job that is offered to them here. I have nothing against anyone coming to this country to try and better their life. My parents did that. We came over when I was 6 years old, and we had a lot of opportunities here. Growing up, I was happy to be here, considering the conditions that people faced in Germany at the time. And now, with the help of the Marshall Plan, over the years, Germany's economy has grown up to be big and strong. So that's good on both sides. And Germans have generally done pretty well for themselves in this country as well. And Canada needs immigrants, definitely. But we need to treat them as equals. One thing what really hurts me is there's this one beautiful young black lady, and I mean, she is gorgeous. Gorgeous inside and out, like I said before. And when she comes in to help me with whatever task she's doing at the time, she puts her hand together and she bows to me. And I find that so painful, that another human being would bow to me. And I told her, I said, listen, young lady, you do not need to bow to me. If anything, I should be bowing to you because of the help you give me and the service that you provide for me so gently and so well. And then she bows even deeper and says, yes, ma'am. And oh God, it hurts me so much. It hurts me so much. I said, I should be bowing to you, not you to me. And how these people, when they come to Canada, get the feeling. I don't know what happens in Nigeria, but, we have all kinds of immigration orientation classes, all kinds of things. One thing they should be told is that you do not bow to anybody in this country. We are all equal. We do not bow to the Prime Minister. We do not bow to the Premier. We do not bow to a priest or minister. Nothing. We do not bow to other people, period. And yet she feels it necessary to bow to the people that she is helping. She backs out of my room, bowing. Oh, this is so emotionally hurtful to me, you can't believe. And this needs to stop. You know, those white people who find this a part of white privilege, a part of a demonstration of their superiority, they ought to have a pickle shot up their asses. I'm disgusted with this kind of behavior, and allowing this lovely young lady who does her best and who helps people so gently and so caringly, that she has to bow to people? Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like it, and I never thought I'd see that here. But that's disgusting. So we need to educate these immigrants that come to us that Canada is a place for everybody, and we need to make sure that it is. We need to make sure that these people have a fighting chance. We need to let them know that this is not how they have to behave here. We are equals. As I said in a previous video, the only thing different is the color of our skin, and that difference is as a result of a combination of getting too much sun and getting sunburn, and not getting enough vitamin D. So it has been proven that the people who arrived first in the Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, well, yeah, not so much Finland, they've got some other people. Yeah, Finland too. They came to those northern countries dark, black as the people in Africa. And generation after generation, through genetic responses, they became lighter and lighter and lighter. And the other way, when light-skinned people go to more equatorial climes, they become darker and darker and darker to help prevent the sunburn and to help prevent getting sunburn, because they get more than enough vitamin D even with their dark skin. So, I mean, that's what racism is. Up north, Eskimos have narrower eyes because of the snow blindness that can result from the sun shining on the white snow, and you have to squint in order to see. There are all physical reasons for this, reasons for survival, that these mutations change over the generations so that people are more likely to survive. It has nothing to do with skill, intelligence, or anything else. So cut it out. Cut it out. Realize who you are. You are nothing. You are nothing better than anybody else. And one day there will be a reckoning for all those people who exploit and harm and damage and hurt people who are different from them. Now, going back to these interviews, again, BNN, which stands for Business News Network, and Vlad, as in Vladimir, VLAD, and Volodarski, VOLODARSKY, why. And look up his interviews, where he is interviewed on BNN, and find out that he skews everything, like all politicians, like all successful businessmen do. He was asked about COVID and the unsatisfactory numbers of Chartwell fans, Chartwell fans, not Chartwell fans, Chartwell employees who have received vaccinations. They were talking about the complete set of vaccinations, which is in the low 70s. But he twisted around and said that 86 to 90% of staff members at Chartwell's homes are vaccinated, but they have only been vaccinated once. And here we are already talking about a third booster vaccination. And they haven't gotten around to it. They blame the workers, the staff, for not getting their shots. Now, in hospitals, they provide those shots at the workplace, those vaccinations. I heard it over and over again when I was in various hospitals here in Toronto and in various rehab facilities. So I am sure if they offered them during work hours, they would get a much better response, because these people simply are too tired and too exhausted and have way too long shifts in order to get vaccinated outside of working hours. Excuse me. So, that's one thing. Now they are blaming the workers, now they're blaming the staff members, and they are considering making it a firing offense. They haven't quite gone that far yet as of August the 29th, 2021, but they are seriously considering firing those staff members who refuse to take vaccinations. Now, that is against their civil rights. There are many reasons why people should not be taking vaccinations. So, that is not legal. It may not be enforceable, but it's not legal to fire people because they didn't get a vaccination. Now, what they're doing right now is they're monitoring people carefully, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But vaccinations are a personal thing. It's an invasive thing. You can choose what is done with your body and what is not done with your body. You have that right. And if you have any condition that might put you at risk because of a vaccination, then you have every right not to have one, and you should not lose your job as a result. So, again, look him up anytime, because they're all saved on the internet. You can look at them anytime, dating all the way to last year, 2020. Excuse me, when he first became CEO of Chartwell. And there was one interview that he had where his voice sounded particularly shaky as he was trying to lie his way through the interview and spin and misrepresent what he was saying. So this is a slippery guy, and you will see that for yourself when you watch him and listen to what he says. Vlad Volodarski, Vlad Volodarski. Vlad, as in Vladimir Putin. Vlad, Vlad Volodarski, Volodarsky. Excuse me, I'm getting very, very tired. And I have to take a nap because I'm going to die soon. And I will be posting this after my death. You'll probably see this being published on September the 5th, 2021. Out for now.